What's going on, guys? This is Jason Hansen from G Style Magazine, and we're back again for another video for the 2021 Tesla Model 3 long range. Now, there's tons of ways you can customize the Model 3. You can do wraps for the car, change the complete different color of it. You can, add body kits to it, different tires, spoiler, obviously tinting your window. But for me, I kind of just like the stock look of the Model 3, especially in this blue color that I got. I'm definitely not going to put a wrap on that because this is the color I wanted. But I still want to make it my own, and I still want to customize it and accentuate it to me. And whenever I like to accessorize or customize my devices and gadgets, I tend to go more on the subtle aspect. So nothing over the top, nothing too crazy, but just little changes, little customizations and tweaks that just kind of makes this Model 3 my own. So what I'm gonna do today is walk you through those customizations. Of course, I'll have the links to a majority of the stuff I purchased myself in the description below, but I'll walk you through the tweaks I made both on the exterior and on the interior of the car. So let's do it. So yes, the first thing we had to do off the top was just kind of correct a few things that I think should have just been done by Tesla from the very beginning. So with the 2021 model, they pretty much got rid of the chrome on most of the car and made it a black matte on pretty much all the colors. But the only thing they still kept chrome was the Tesla logo on the front and back. And since I have the long range, I also have the dual motor badging on the back, and that was in chrome. So that was a little annoying because I did like the matte black. The car, and my car Nightwing, is got that blue and black thing going for it. Chrome just didn't fit within that color scheme. So the first thing I did is I picked up Hydro Dip. So I had ordered that from their website, and I'll have that description below. And it's a little process. So what I did is I've matte blacked my Tesla logo on the front, the back, and the dual motor. That was a little bit of a process. It took some trial and error to kind of get that going. But once I did, I think it came out perfect for the color scheme. It's already been through a couple of rainstorms and it's held up perfectly, and it just kind of completes that black matte look to it. Now moving a little bit forward under the hood, so not too much done here, but what I wanted to do is for the air intake. So the stock one gets the job done, but it still has enough gaps to kind of get random leaves and whatnot that might go down there. So I was watching, like you're doing now, watching on YouTube, watched tons of video, and I found that there was a cover you could put over the intake valve. It's below this little cover here, and that kind of minimizes the debris that can get in there. So I kind of did that. That wasn't more for style and aesthetics, that was just more for practicality. Getting to that was pretty easy since this cover kind of comes off with set clips, and I was able to finally put that intake valve there. So once you go around the car, when it comes to the tires, now there's two things I did right now, and a third thing that's coming, which I was hoping would be here in time for the video, but it literally, according to my tracking, should get here next week. But the wheels, the stock ones come with the Aero wheel covers, which are okay, but I just really wasn't a fan of it when I see it online, and then seeing it in person, I knew I was gonna get rid of it. I knew the Tesla had a nice wheel had a nice wheel already underneath that, so I immediately took that off. But for the time being, I just didn't want to have the center cap area naked. So I ordered from Tesla. They have a little kit that has a center cap that you can put on all four wheels, so that way the lug nuts are covered, and it just has a pretty nice, almost stock look to it. Now, later on in a few days, what I did order was something that was very popular on a Kickstarter from a company called Rim Tricks, and they have their orbital black wheel covers. And I think I'll put a picture up so you can guys see what it looks like. But what that does is it's just like the Aero cover. It will cover the whole rim, but it goes above the lip as well. So it'll completely cover the whole wheel and protect you from, curb rash if you happen to be unfortunately, hit a curb or scratch a curb. And to kind of finish off the wheel, no one really gives a thought to your valve stems, but just to add a little subtle touch, I purchased these little black valve stems that say Tesla on them, just to kind of complete the look. So hopefully in a few days when I have the black wheel covers, that'll really just make that blue and black pop out. So now once you move past the wheels, I did want to, one, for aesthetic purposes and a look, and of course to try to protect some of the paint from, debris that gets kicked up from the tires. I did add, a set of mud flaps on the front and back just to kind of complete the look. And of course I have my little Hudson Valley Riders magnetic sticker. Yes, I wasn't gonna put any old sticker on the paint and ruin it, but it's a nice magnetic sticker that just kind of shows my support for the group that I ride with where I live. So Hudson Valley Riders, shout out to you guys. Other than that, that was pretty much what I did on the exterior. But all right, that's just the front of my Tesla Model 3 long range. But the cool stuff on the inside, let's talk about that next. So now that we kind of talked about the exterior of the car, let's kind of dive in onto the small subtle changes that I did on the inside. Now, one of the first things I did was kind of, some things are for aesthetic purposes, some are for more practicality. Now, with the biggest thing in the car being the screen, which controls all aspects of the car, for practicality reasons, I decided, you know what, let's protect the screen. So I put a screen protector on there, and honestly, the name is escaping me right now. I want to say it's Spigen. I'll overlay some words if I'm correct or not. But they had a great product that, you can overlay, like to install it. You literally overlay this tray over your screen, peel some stuff off, let it sit, and then pull it off, and then your cover is perfectly aligned and fits perfectly on the screen. Now, the reason I got that was twofold. One, because, I wanted to protect the screen from scratches and nicks and whatnot. And it also kind of gave a matte appearance, which helps in times of like high sun coming in. It really protects the glare. So, I don't have a glare. I can kind of see the screen perfectly without no issues. So that was one of the reasons I kind of got that, just that. Besides the screen, I changed out the pedals for the car. So instead of, a lot of people, they put the racing inspired pedals, and those are always like that chrome steel look. Again, chrome does not go with my color scheme. So I was able to find kind of like a black aluminum one that matched perfectly with my color scheme. It's racing pedals, but it's like a black edition of it. So I'll put that link in the description. But like I said, it fits the car perfectly. They're a pain in the ass to get on, but it still worked. The stock lights are okay. They're not as bright as I would have liked, and I've already seen companies that had replacement lights that you can it's plug and play. You just snap in and replace the lights, and those were actually brighter than stock Tesla lights. But then I noticed they had colors, and I'm like, okay, if I'm going to change the lights and want to have this luminescent light interior, I was like, you know what, let's go with my favorite color, blue, of course. So I replaced pretty much all the lights in the cars. So it has two front footwell lights, all four of the door lights that when you open it up you can kind of see it on the outside. I've changed the trunk lights as well, so those are blue. And then that did a great job of the front and the doors open, but there's no real lights in the rear. So I kind of wanted something in there too. So I went with a company called, I want to say RPM Tesla, and they had some footwell lights that supposedly was supposed to go underneath the front seat and illuminate the floor to the back that way. However, what I found was those directions they gave to installing it was more for like what, maybe 2020, 2019 and previously years, where you can kind of get your hand under there and kind of, it's like a little bar you can kind of attach it to. In my experience, that did not work with the 2021 model. Maybe a change was made, but that was not gonna work. So I had to get a little MacGyver with it. I had to get clever, and what I actually did, I just attached it to the front of the rear seats. Right below the leather, you have that kind of carpeted material. So I was able to adhere it to that with a mix of adhesive and Velcro adhesive. So now I have, lights in the front and back, and those tie in and clip into the front footwell lights. So it's using the same power source. So when those lights come on, so does the back. So it's not like I have to kind of have a little remote I gotta toggle those, control those. So that was a little touch I did to the front. So it kind of gives that glowing light at night kind of look. And right now, yeah, daytime you can't see it, but with a snap of a finger, now we're talking about. Now you can see how it looks at night. And I love the way it looks like. I love the blue. I love when I open the door, I kind of have the blue kind of coming out. So that is just wonderful. All right, so that was the lights. Now, what else did I do? I'm almost forgetting. I just, for a little extra pizzazz, because since I already had the neon lights here, I had to add some kind of lights to the center console just to see what it does. So I added a nice little strip right along this center console here. And during the daytime, you realistically don't even know it's there. But at night, when you turn it on, you pretty much got this nice little glowing blue light that matches with anything else. Just accentuates the middle of the car. And again, I'm all about subtlety. So, just a subtle light, not that bright. It's a dim blue light that looks perfect at night. So I added that as well. So now let's go back to some practicality things. So what I did here is in my center console, I put just a tray organizer, because the center console is a deep well in there. You can get your whole hand in there and put a lot of stuff in it, but there's no real organization, and you don't want to always just have a bunch of junk down there, because then that will easily happen with a storage container. So I literally bought one from Amazon that you can fit in, that has organization, so I keep that nice little, stuff I need together. And then if I need deeper storage, I can slide that forward and put some other stuff kind of hidden below there. So that was one. Next thing I did was, I'm just gonna pull it out here, was literally this little cup holder thing, because the default one gets the job done, but it's so big, drinks just kind of flop around. It's always moving, doesn't really stay secure. So there's a nice little silicone one that fits right in there. Drinks fit in there and stay put. And if this gets dirty, I can just take it out and wash it and put it back. So did that, real cheap on Amazon. I did a sub trunk organizer. So I hate a messy trunk. Even in my previous cars, I literally had nothing in my trunk except for, at the time, a milk crate, which had a bunch of clean products and things I would need for the car. And even that, it was still neat, but I just hated it there. I kind of like an empty trunk. This is why Tesla is a hit for me, because I'm real minimalistic and I want stuff just looks organized and neat. So with my rear trunk, I kind of don't want nothing just all over the place. So I love the sub trunk storage that Tesla give you when you open up the flap, but I still wanted to organize it. So I bought a rear trunk organizer that kind of lets me put all my clean products, other little knickknacks and whatnot, all organized below. And when I close it, the top of the trunk is clear. You can't tell nothing even really in there. So that was another thing I picked up. And then if you notice over here on the side, I also have I purchased just a little divider, but there's another little nook that is in your trunk. And in order to have stuff not overflow into the trunk, purchase a little divider that goes on there, and then that kind of creates another little cavern to store some stuff, and giving you tons of great storage in the car. And then that pretty much wraps up what I've done with the interior of the Tesla.
Jump the
Okay, we've definitely took a tour of Nightwing, my 2021 Tesla Model 3 long range. We talked about the customizations that I've done with it, both on the exterior and the interior, and I hope in a few days I'll have my orbital black rim tricks wheel covers. But that's a nice little tour of my Model 3, my customizations. Like I said, I pretty much kept it stock as possible because I do like the stock look, but I wanted to make some subtle tweaks and changes to customize it to me. So this is how I customize my Model 3. Next video I think I'll do, since now I would have had the vehicle for about 3 months. So now that I've had 3 months, has the hype stayed the same? Do I still love this car? Well, let's talk about later. Let's talk about maybe the top 5 things I really love about the Tesla 3 and the ones and things I kind of find annoying. But that'll be next time. For now, Jason Anderson, G Style Magazine. Thank you for checking it out. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.